Hello and happy Sunday. This is Kelly with IfYouHaveAnEgg.com, and today is Sunday, January the 21st. Woo! It's cold outside here in Tennessee, here in Knoxville, and we are live from our camper because it is so cold outside and the weather is still terrible, and the roads are even worse than they were a couple of days ago. They're even worse than they were the day that it snowed at 10 inches. No one was willing to take me to and from the showroom for us to do our chat. So instead we're here live from the camper, and Barbara asked if we could pretend like we were at Disney. So in honor of Barbara begging to act like we were at Disney, which I'm more than obliged to do, I did go ahead and wear my Disney glasses today. And I've got some nice little ambiance going on over here on the television. So I've got some little Disney ambiance going over here on the television. And hello, Carol Lou. And I went ahead and invited a co-host. Hello, Sarah. Hello, Anna. So my co-host for tonight, it's normally Orlando Debbie when we are at Disney. And hello, Kim. And hello, Marianne. And no, we are not at Disney. We were just pretending like we were at Disney because we are having the chat from the camper. So normally when the chat is from the camper, my co-host is Orlando Debbie. Hello, Lynn. But tonight it is... surprise! It's Alyssa again. So we are actually staying in the camper that is out behind, behind Alyssa's house. And Alyssa, you can stay up now. Oh, honey, there's no room for you. Can you stay from back there and talk? And I'll tell you what they're saying. Let's see. Hello, Lynn. Hello, Elaine. Hello, Melissa. Good to see you. Hello, Sandra from Naperville. And Melissa can attest to the fact that it is darn cold here. So it is freezing in East Tennessee. And let's see. Hello, Sandra from Demon's Ferry. Hello, Sylvia. Oh, Sylvia says hello. And Vicky says hello. Why are y'all not at your house? So Vicky, we're moving. So we are actually getting our loft ready to sell. You knew that you were going to end up here, didn't you? So we are getting our loft ready to sell, and in order to be able to get it ready, we are temporarily living in our camper. And hello, look, there's Mom. Casey Nicole, did you see it? Casey Nicole, hi from the house. Yeah, and hello, Mary from Frozen Pittsburgh. It's at Frozen in Pittsburgh too. And Melissa says it's a balmy 22. Yeah, so 22 is pretty warm for us right now, which is ridiculous because it does not get this cold in Tennessee. Hey, quit playing with that and pay attention. Uh-oh, she's already getting distracted because she's looking at the things that I'm going to show you in the second half. And look, Vicky says, hi, little beauty. And hello, Kim. It's good to see you. So again, today is Sunday, January the 21st. And oh, there's Miss Karen. Miss Karen says, hi, Lilybug. Can you say hi to Miss Karen?
Hi.
And can you tell her to say hello to Una for you? You just say, Miss Karen, can you tell Una I said hello?
Miss Karen,
oh, you can talk. You know how to talk. All of a sudden, she's shy. And let's see, I did see Angie swing by here just a second ago. And Miss Karen, she would love it if you would tell Una that she said hello. And yep, and Angie loves camping life. I know she does. And Sylvia says they are getting ice cream. Wait, what? Getting ice cream. Ice. You mean ice, right? And she hopes it doesn't come our way. No, we've had our fill of ice. We are done. And hello, Trish. Yeah, Sylvia. Okay, yes, ice. That's exactly what I thought. And hello, Sherry. So again, we are here live from the camper tonight, not at Disney. Sadness. Is it sad that we're not at Disney? Alyssa has been to Disney so many times, and she is so sad. So we have had unseasonably, and Karen did a thumbs up that she would tell you said hello. Yep. And there is Barbara from the Crossroads. And Barbara is the reason that we were pretending that we were in Florida. So can you tell Miss Barbara hello? So Barbara's the reason that we were pretending that we were in Florida. We are not in Florida. We are here in East Tennessee. And again, it is stinking cold here. And we had, here in Halls, we had 10 inches of snow between Monday and Tuesday. And then, remember last Sunday when I was saying, I better watch the weather, I better watch the weather. Well, it didn't actually start until sometime in the night Monday. And hello, Deanna, and hello, yeah, and Barbara says hello. Oh, and Sarah says it's 22 in Raleigh, Massachusetts. And, uh-oh, Sylvia's having knee manipulation. Ooh, that doesn't sound fun. But anyway, last Sunday we were having this, like, spitting snow. And if y'all remember, I was trying to bust it out of there because we thought it was just supposed to start snowing anytime. Well, it started snowing, I think it was like Monday afternoon. And in between Monday afternoon and Tuesday, we ended up here with 10 inches. the snow wasn't so bad. The bad part was then came the freezing temperatures, then came the freezing rain, then came the. So we are 7 days later, or I guess 6.5 days later, and Karen and Melissa can attest to this. It is worse. The roads are worse now than they were. The main roads are good, but the back roads are terrible. And anyway, I couldn't get anybody to bring me. So we're going to do some quick news here while Alyssa is with us, and she has to go back inside and get ready for bed here in a few minutes. But she wanted to pop out and say hello since we're literally camping in her backyard right now, aren't we? Are you enjoying having Nona and Papa camping in your backyard? She's been sneaking out here lots and lots and lots of nights. Yeah, and Melissa says it's still frozen. So I'm just going to say 7 days of snow, ice, and freezing temperatures. Elsa, you need to let it go. Am I right? She needs to let it go, honey. Okay. So, thanks for letting me do the chat from the camper. Thanks for letting Alyssa pop in for just a few minutes. She'll be heading back in soon. I didn't really have another option today, so hello, Orlando Debbie. And Orlando Debbie said hello. So, Debbie, we were just saying, and I'm going to sidetrack and go back. We were just saying that normally when we do a chat from the camper, it's with you. But Alyssa had to be my co-host today. Yes, ma'am?
When will we do that?
That you'll already be in the house. Alyssa's wanting to know when we're going to show you the things in the second half, but she will, because she can see them, but she will already be inside when it's time. So, okay. Let's see. Hello, Katie. And yes, you're more than welcome, Mary, and thank you all for letting me do this. Okay, next little bit of news. Quit doing that. Next little bit of news. I'd just like to point out that on this day, this exact date, so January the 21st, 2018, it was chat number 55. And guess what we were talking about? We were talking about what's in your toolbox. So same thing, and hello Karen from East Tennessee, and Karen can also attest to the fact that it is stinking cold out here. Then, next little bit of news, Julie in our, Mary, Julie in our If You Have an Egg Facebook group has been hosting some great challenges. The first week was a vegetable challenge. We're done with that one. Casey and I used that opportunity to clean out. Oh, and hello, Lisa from Cold Night from Kansas, Arkansas. Yes, and hello, Joycelyn from California, and hello, Kathy. You want to what? And hello, Marlene.
I want to see Mom's message.
No, she wants to go back and see her mom's message. I'll show it to you later, okay? When we get done, I can scroll through and I can show you mom's message. So the vegetable challenge, check. Casey and I used that as an opportunity to clean out the freezer and to find all of the hidden vegetables that she had in there. So we've been eating broccoli or rice cauliflower for days. It's okay. Broccoli or rice cauliflower for days. This last week was the Track It challenge. I did okay with that. The snow really affected it. And aloha, Kathy. I'm assuming it is not snowing there or icy there. I did pretty well with the tracking challenge. I tried to track one meal every single day, just so that I could, open my app and be in my app. This week is the workout challenge. I will say, Casey figured it out yesterday. Let's see. Oh, Sherry says, hello, sweet assistant. And hello, Sherry. Sherry's in Cape Coral, Florida. And that Casey figured it out between the flu, then bronchitis, Karen being sick, both of us being sick, back and forth, and then all the stinking snow and the holidays. It will be a month tomorrow since Karen and I have been able to walk. Okay, we've got to get this workout challenge going. This weather has got to clear up. Not only am I stir crazy, I am walk crazy, okay? So, this week is the workout challenge. I have a quick question for you all. Has anyone ever done one of the Conqueror challenges? I saw one today, and it was a virtual walking challenge for Yellowstone, and it looked super cool, but I'm easily sucked into those things. And so, I just wanted to check and see if anyone had done one of those. Okay. So that is all of the news that we have for today. Alyssa will be going back inside soon, so you better get ready to tell everybody bye when Papa comes out here.
Okay.
Okay. So can you go ahead and start telling them your hellos and goodbyes? You can say hello. Still.
Hello.
And then you can say goodbye.
Goodbye.
Okay. What's been your favorite thing that Nona and Mom have cooked while we've been stuck home for the snow? What do you think? What was your favorite thing that we've made?
French fries.
Oh, French fries. Okay, we made French fries in the air fryer today, and that's been her favorite thing that we have cooked while we've been stuck at home for the snow. And I have to say, it's so funny. I'm seeing all these posts from everybody in East Tennessee saying, "All right, we're getting really creative in our refrigerators. What's been your most creative meal this week?" Okay, first thing I need to know is who attended an in-person workshop this week. Give me a thumbs up if you did. I don't know if we'll get to attend ours this week. I forgot to say that if you are in Knoxville, if you're in the East Tennessee area, looks like the Monday morning meeting with Gwen has been canceled due to the weather. They're checking on the Monday afternoon meeting that is at the center, at the actual center down on Cedar Bluff. Looks like that one might be okay. Still kind of iffy for the Tuesday meeting because it's a very rural area and I'm just not sure what that road looks like yet. But, so thumbs ups. I know, Melissa, me too, honey. I need to go to a meeting and I've got to start walking, so this weather has got to clear up. Sorry about that. Alyssa hit the table and accidentally knocked you all over. But anyway, so I've got to get back to that. So no wiggling. Can you do less wiggling? Okay, so thumbs ups for that. Can you show me a thumbs up? Let's do it where you can see it. Thumbs ups. Okay, and then can you do hearts? And then we need hearts. So the thumbs ups for in-person workshops or for Zoom workshops. And then look at those big hearts. Did you see those? Weren't those so cool? And hello, Jonna. So the hearts are for attending here with us live last week, even though I was scrambling thinking that it was going to snow, and it did. It did. Or the hearts are for watching later on demand. Weren't those big ones super cool?
Yeah.
Those are so cool.
I want to see
Okay.
those again.
Yeah. Alyssa wants somebody to do the big hearts again, pretty please, before she has to go back inside. And Alyssa is going to give you your virtual Bravo stickers for doing your in-person workshops or your virtual workshops. Oh, hurry. Hurry. Do you know how to do them?
No.
So, Bravo stickers are like this. You go, it's like you're handing them out. And there is Papa in the background to take her in to go to bed. And Orlando Debbie's here.
I figured she'd be here. We're in a camper.
Okay, Debbie. John said that he figured you would be here because we're doing a chat from the camper. So
if she was sitting there on the couch, wouldn't surprise me.
Okay, careful. We don't want to knock this over again. Okay, how about tell everybody bye or go underneath. Hello,
Bye-bye.
Barbara. Okay, Alyssa says good night. And Debbie, I don't know if you heard him, but John said if he had walked in and you had been sitting on the couch waiting on me to finally finish dinner after cooking it for an hour and a half, he wouldn't have been surprised. So, anyway, we miss you terribly. We should have you here when we're in the camper. If you're ever in Tennessee, you know where to come. Okay, so last week's chat was how to build a tracking routine, and it was so convenient that it was the same week that was, I will tell him. And, and I'll tell him, baby. So last week that was so appropriate that it was the tracking challenge that Julie had put on the tracking challenge over in the If You Have an Egg group, because we were talking about tracking. We were talking about things that are in your toolbox and things that you can use. This week I had to rely solely on my app because we were here, couldn't get out, couldn't go anywhere. A lot of my supplies were still at the loft, and of course we were here in the camper. We might as well just stay because we had started staying in the camper for Christmas. We were just going to stay for a few days. Then we got sick, so we stayed while everybody was sick. Then I didn't stop being sick, so we continued to stay, and then for the snow. But anyway, I didn't have my extra tracking thing, so I have relied on the app all week. The changes seem to have settled out. So last week we were talking about what were some things in your tracking toolbox, trying to figure out if you don't track, why you don't track, reminding yourself why you should track. Even if you're not going to track, if you could just be consistent, like if you can't. So like this past week, all I could do was track one meal every day. Now that doesn't mean that I didn't track more than one meal. There were some days that I tracked more than one meal a day, but all I could say faithfully was I'm going to track one meal every day. And so that meal was the meal that Casey and I prepared together as we were, cleaning things out of the freezer. We found a bag of broccoli. I can't back up enough to show you. It was this big. I'm not even sure when she got it, but we've had broccoli or rice cauliflower or something like that with every single meal. We've added, some vegetable or to one meal a day every single day. So that made the consistency for me. So the consistency of having one meal a day that was real food every day in all of this mess of snow and being stuck at home and everything, and not even stuck at my own home, stuck at someone else's home in a camper for a week, which there are worse things than being stuck in a camper, but that made that consistency really count. So your homework for last week was tracking toolbox, and I wanted you all to pick one thing, you know, if you could only pick one thing out of your tracking, you know, out of your toolbox that you use for tracking, you know, what would that be? So Gwen, my fearless leader Gwen, she loves Quick Add. If they ever take Quick Add away, she's probably going to have some words with them, but she loves Quick Add. She uses it frequently. She's been doing this a really, really, really long time. I can't remember how many thousands of days it is in a row that she has tracked faithfully every single day. But there's a lot of things. She just already knows the points to them. And Debbie, we were so fortunate. We did not lose power, but I'm telling you, it was dicey. It was dicey, and the temperatures were devastatingly cold. I'll tell you about that later in a private chat. But yeah, it is. I mean, it has been devastatingly cold. But so Gwen likes to use the Quick Add, and she's been doing this so long. There are some things she just knows the points. So she'll go to that Quick Add feature, put in, you know, like whatever her lunch is going to be or whatever she's eating while she's driving from one meeting to the other. She'll just Quick Add that. But she did caution us not to get too generous or too cocky, you know, in our estimations, because she said it's really easy sometimes to be like, oh, that's just 5 points worth of that, when she really knows that it's 8 points worth of it, you know, or whatever. That's just an example. And hello, Susie, you missed our hostess for tonight. We are here in the camper. We are just gonna hang out here. So could not get a ride in the icy tundra that we have here in East Tennessee this week. So we're in the camper tonight. But Sylvia used to track in the app and on paper. So she was double tracking. She was tracking in her app and she was tracking on paper with pictures and stickers and things like that. But excuse me, she kind of got burned out on it. So now she's just tracking in her app. And she said it's working out great. She has also switched to tracking just before she eats her meal, because her busy grandma schedule, and boy is it busy, but her busy grandma schedule, it could change on a moment's notice. So, and it did, I think, just yesterday. So she said that's working for her to wait and track as she eats. Joycelyn says she always goes to the app and track. Fantastic. Leisha loves the ease of the app, but she also loves seeing her own journaling. So she loves to see her journaling in her own handwriting, and bonus using stickers. You know, that's just an added bonus for her. So Leisha loves tracking that way, and I have to say I love tracking that way too. I love the app, but there's just something about writing it down on a piece of paper. So good job, everybody. Good job with your homework. You all were fantastic. Here are your Bravo stickers for getting your homework done this week, ladies. We didn't have any guys do their homework, so the ladies get all of the Bravo stickers this week. Okay, this week though, we're talking about how to build a satisfying meal. And I know, I have whined and whined about snow and ice, and I'm not going to keep that topic going except for just one other minute. Just for one more minute, I'm going to keep it going. We had, as I've already told you all, and those of you all that are in this area know, we had the snowstorm of a decade last Monday going into Tuesday. Then we had freezing temps, and then we had ice on top of that. Then we had a little sun. The little bit of sun melted the ice, melted the snow just enough. Okay, hello, Catherine. So the little bit of sun melted the snow just enough that when it got back down to 6 again this morning, froze all a sheet of ice again. Okay, then melted ice. It's crazy. It's absolutely insane what it's done. We don't get that kind of weather here, okay? That's not normal. And hello, Catherine from Lowell, North Carolina. That is not normal for here. And Karen's exactly right. It's supposed to be 62 here on Thursday. That's normal, okay? We're not used to these kind of temperatures. So, someone from our church asked today what everyone has been eating since we've all been cooped up for a week. And, okay, because we don't get that kind of weather, we were all poo-pooing each other. Don't go to the store. You don't need to get anything. Quit buying all the bread, milk, and eggs, whatever. What are you going to make? Bread, egg sandwiches and drink milk with it or whatever. Okay. So people that didn't go to the store, we were hurting. Okay, we were all digging in our pantries and our refrigerators. So, and Barbara says the last time that it was this cold, it was in February of 1996. So yeah, of a decade. And Marlene says that she forgot where we are. We're at East Tennessee. So Knoxville and Oak Ridge. We got it pretty hard. Clinton, I think, Powell did. But it's weird, like the mountains were not so bad. They were not as bad. And our poor little shop up in Jacksboro is completely frozen, or it has been for the last 3 days. But anyway, somebody from our church asked what was the most creative meal, like what's everybody been eating, since we've all been cooped up for more than a week, and the store shelves are still pretty much bare, which I found it interesting. We did go to the store yesterday, and the most bare shelf at our store, yes, bread was extremely low, yes, eggs were kind of a little bit low. Milk, you could still get milk. You just had to, you couldn't get your brand, of milk. But the ramen aisle, the ramen noodle aisle, almost obliterated. So ramen noodles were not the first thing I thought of, when I was restocking from a blizzard, pretty much for us. But they were asking about what some, what everybody's been eating, since the store shelves are still pretty bare and a lot of people haven't been out yet. So I've seen some really creative ideas on what people think are satisfying meals this week. Satisfying being that you can't get out of your house. So there's a different level of a satisfying meal, when you can't get out. And Melissa says hers was homemade hibachi with rice and riced heart of palm. Fantastic. Alex, I saw hers earlier, and she had two different kinds of, she had a little bit of a box, 2 different boxes of the Barilla protein pasta, and she found a bag of frozen meatballs. So they were having, what did she call it? Panetteti, because it was a little bit of penne and a little bit of spaghetti, so it was panetteti meatballs, or whatever. And so they, so we've had some really creative ones, but satisfying this week when you're stuck in the house is one thing, but we're going to talk about how to build a satisfying meal on a normal day, okay? And what? Oh yeah, Debbie, because you could eat them cooked on the grill. Exactly. Okay. Yeah, Marlene says she's in Baltimore. They had 2 snowstorms this week, but not too bad. Marlene, we don't get snow. So 3 inches would have been crazy, but we got 10, and then ice, and then freezing temperatures. Okay, I'll stop whining about it. Okay, so literally this morning I was making bacon and egg sandwiches for everybody, and realizing that I've made some sort of winter weather breakfast every single day that we have been stuck here in the camper with the snow. And that we've been stuck in, I've made some kind of winter weather breakfast every day for us, for Casey and Alan, for the girls, something that we've been, every day that we've been stuck here in the snow. And they've all been very, like, I think if I had listed them all, you would think of them as traditional. That's cold weather, that's a cold weather breakfast. They were very satisfying. Of course, we had to use what we had. We just got out yesterday to go to the store. But this morning, I was standing there making the bacon, bacon and egg sandwiches, and I said, so when it's warm weather, and if we're still here in the camper when it's warm weather, and I'm standing in your kitchen in flip-flops, I said, do you want blueberries in your yogurt, or how are we going to play this? So, some pro tips for building a satisfying meal. First one, just because of this weather, is seasonally appropriate. Okay, so this week it was weather appropriate, but more specifically, seasonally appropriate. A homemade acai bowl might sound fantastic when the weather is warm, but this week when we were wearing 2 pairs of socks and all of the sweatpants that we had, that didn't sound like a good idea, okay? So things like oatmeal, eggs, bacon, citrus fruits, things that were more seasonally appropriate or more, like this season of the year, those were the kinds of things that were going to be more satisfying to us. So that's what I've been making all week. Shopping the season is also a way to make your meal more satisfying, more tasteful. And when I say tasteful, I mean like taste good. But shopping for the season, is a great way to make it a more satisfying meal. Watermelon in the winter, no go. Watermelon is one of my absolute top 3 favorite things, period. But watermelon in the winter, not happening. That is absolutely not happening for me. But a nice ripe one in June, come on, bring it on. Bring it on. I'm ready to go. You can visit websites like the Seasonal Fruit Guide. And I'll post that link in the chat notes when those are posted on IfYouHaveAnEgg.com. So Seasonal Fruit Guide or Seasonal Food Guide, websites like that and blogs like that and places that have, like lists and pictures and all that kinds of things, they can keep you in the know whether you are shopping, planting, just eating, so that you know what is seasonally appropriate, food. Yes, and Barbara, exactly. The watermelon is just in time for our birthdays, isn't it? Okay, the next one is build a meal. See, Debbie said, if you had protein powder you could add to your oatmeal. It's great and very sustaining. Debbie, I had somebody this week tell me that PB2 has a crunchy PB2 now. I've not seen that. I've absolutely got to find it. Absolutely have to find it because it looked delicious. And Debbie's right. Protein powder added to oatmeal is delicious. We were adding some interesting things to oatmeal this week. Absolutely. Okay, build a meal. So check out this week's weekly, what's last week's weekly in your Weight Watchers app. Building a meal based on the time of day. So the little chart that they've got posted kind of helps you with a time of day. So like a breakfast, you know, and kind of what you can plan around for that, and then like a lunch, dinner, you know, kind of a plan. So planning based on the time of day, and more importantly, when it is that you need to consume your largest meal or your maybe your most points dense meal, to make sure that you have enough points for, and also have the appropriate whatever, of protein, carbs, non-starchy veggies, good fats. You know, those are going to be key to having a satisfying meal. So when you're thinking about that, when you look at the weekly for last week, and it's just called How to Build a Satisfying Meal on your Weight Watchers app, and that is under the little 3-line menu under Discover Content, and you can go back to that one. Unfortunately, you cannot go back to those on the computer right now. You have to go through your app, so either through your phone or through your tablet. When you find that, though, kind of keep in mind, because it calls the first one breakfast. So if breakfast breakfast needs to be the meal where you consume the most of your points and have the most satisfying meal, feel free to move those around. Those names don't have to be, you know, perfect. We talked a little bit the last physical meeting that I was at about people, you know, planning around whatever that biggest meal is, you know, and then kind of making everything else fall in line. That has a lot to do with satisfaction, being able to be satisfied at that biggest meal. That's going to be key sometimes. And then the third thing is color my plate. So I'm a big believer that the most colorful plate is the happiest plate. Ooh, and Sandra made veggie chili. Yum. The most colorful plate is the happiest plate. I wish we were at the showroom today so that I could make something for you and show you, but there is a 6-year-old and a 2-year-old through that door right now. They're supposed to be going to bed. I can't really make y'all any food right now, but as an example, Casey and I added very colorful riced cauliflower. It was white. Let's see, it was white, green, and purple, I think. Very colorful white cauliflower to our red chili, and then a handful of yellow corn chips and a dab of white sour cream. So pretty. It was such a good mixture, and the addition of the colorful riced cauliflower just really, I mean, it was really pretty. I did not get a picture of it because we were so hungry eating before the chat, but it was a pleasure to the eyes, and it was a pleasure to the palate. I'm going to post a link to my breakfast bento bowl. That is one of my favorite, prettiest. I love the bowls. I love all the colors. I love the foods that are on there because you've got some white, some yellow, some green. You've got some good colors in there. Depending on the season of the year, you could get like a blood orange or something, you know, to go on that. But that is such a nice presentation, and I eat with my eyes. Obviously, I eat with my mouth, but I also eat with my eyes. And I want it to be big and beautiful, and if you will fill up all of the colors on your plate, first of all, it's nutritionally better for you, and it's just a more satisfying meal. So those are a couple of pro tips on how to build a satisfying meal, but your homework for this week is #ColorMyPlate, #ColorMyPlate, and I want you to make the most colorful plate that you can. It could be breakfast, it could be lunch, it could be dinner, it could be a snack. I don't really care what it is. Maybe it's a bunch of different colors of peppers and some hummus. Whatever it is, I want you to make a beautifully colorful plate or bowl or whatever it needs to be, you know, for whatever you're eating. And it's #ColorMyPlate. I want you to do your homework, do your homework, do your homework. And Sarah says that is good, fun homework. So everybody loves the homework when you get to eat, right? Right, Sarah? Right, everyone? And thank you, Lynn, for posting that. Lynn just posted the details, the hashtag for that, #ColorMyPlate. So that is your homework for this week. Do it, do it, do it. I have to say, this is the halfway point in our chat. I'm going to go ahead and get my drink of water, but I have no apron to put on because we couldn't get out and go get it. But this is the halfway point. Yes, Sandra, it is time for some water. If you are new with us, This is an hour-long chat. They have been haphazard the last few weeks just because of illnesses, holidays, snow, being in a camper, all of the above. So I do not have my apron with me this week, but normally you can go back and watch these. You will still be able to go back and watch these on YouTube, and that's just youtube.com. Search If You Have an Egg, and when you go back and watch those, normally the entire chat is an hour long. Yes, okay, I'm sorry. I'm just going to sidetrack. I'm going to skip back to the first part. Melissa said, please post pics when you do it. She would love to see all the ideas. Please, 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 for your homework, post it as a picture. Don't just list what you had. For this to be a color my plate or a color my bowl or whatever you want it to be, we need to be able to see them. So you don't have to be a photographer. It doesn't have to be a fantastic picture. We just want to see all the colors on your plate or bowl. Okay. So again, if you're watching this later on YouTube, it's just youtube.com, search If You Have an Egg. This is an hour-long chat. The first half of the chat is whatever Weight Watchers went over the prior week in the in-person meetings and on their app. And then the second half is something fun. So the second half of tonight's, after we get a little bit of water, everyone, is going to be 2 interesting things that we discovered while we were stuck at home in the snow. So first of all, everybody stop right now, go ahead and grab you some water. And I'll drag out, since we're in the camper, I have my classy camper tumbler that one of my friends from Texas sent me. No need for ice this week. I could just stick this out in the snow. We actually took a picture of a Mountain Dew, a Diet Mountain Dew bottle in the snow on a table because the snow was that deep. Okay. So this is the only time all week that I know that you all drink some water. So everybody go ahead and get your water. And I'm going to have to scoot this back, and I will try not to flip you over. So I'm going to have to scoot this back a little bit to show you all what we found, what we discovered while we were stuck at home this week. So in case you've been living under a rock and didn't know, we had a decade busting amount of snow, bad weather, freezing temperatures. I think it was yesterday, Melissa and Barbara and Karen, was it not yesterday that the wind chill was like -10 or something? That's crazy for here. So everybody who lives in Canada, good for you. We don't live in Canada. We're not used to those temperatures. Okay. So it was absolutely crazy for us. We're not prepared for that. We're just not used to that. Yesterday when we ran to the store, I saw people in snow bibs and ski jackets, and I was like, dang. And Barbara said, yes, it was. And I was like, man, we don't still have, since we don't ski anymore, we don't still have that stuff, but it would have been nice to have it today. Or I saw people dressed like me that had on like a pair of leggings and 2 pairs of sweatpants, or in their pajamas. And I don't know why. Why would you go out if the roads were icy and you were at risk of running off the road? Why would you go out in your pajamas? But anyway, I sidetrack. I segue. I go back. I'm going back. So a couple of things that we discovered while we were home, for a week, because basically we've been snowbound for a week. The first one is, it doesn't matter how many times you clean out your freezer or your pantry, you have more food. If you are a normal American, so if you live in the United States of America, and if you're normal, now if you're having food issues, I am so sorry. I would love to come, and be able to give you some of this, but I'm just going to say, just a normal family household, it doesn't matter how many times you clean it out, we've still got too much stinking food. So that was the first thing I realized. Casey and I cleaned out 2 shelves of her freezer. There's still too much food. Okay, we've been eating something out of her refrigerator every day, and sadly we had to throw a few things away, but we still have so much food. And let's see. Oh, Barbara ordered a pair. Oh, she ordered a pair of snow bibs from Walmart so that she could go feed her chickens. Oh my gosh, yeah, you have to. You just absolutely have to. Okay, so that was the first thing that we realized. The second thing that we realized was the weather people have no idea what they're talking about, and that I will no longer let somebody shame me into getting my basic food necessities just because there's a threat of snow. Okay, because I went to the store the day before all of this started and just bought my normal food. So I did not go COVID crazy and stock up on things. I wasn't the person taking cases of ramen off the shelf. I don't know why there's no ramen. But just normal things like I needed eggs, so I just got what I could get. I needed a loaf of bread. I took what I could get. I wasn't picky about it. I didn't pitch a fit when I got up to the thing. I made sure I had dog food, you know, because the rest of us can eat whatever. Dusty had to have dog food. I made sure that I had Dusty's insulin. But the one thing that we forgot, pull-ups. Pull-ups. So people, remember, even if you don't think that you can ever have bad weather or that anything like that can happen, just keep those little necessities on hand. So that was another thing that we learned. Okay, next thing that we learned, and this one's kind of interesting. I did not find this out. John found this out. He did have to go to work on, I think it was day 3. And where he works, he just went up, worked for a couple of hours, and then came back. Still kind of dicey, the roads were, but he discovered, or a couple of the guys that were up there at work told him something that I did not know. This is not available everywhere. I do not know if it's available in your area or not. I've never seen it. When we went in to check on it, because John swung by, took me straight there, had me go in, and I'm telling you, that parking lot, whoa, I never want to have to walk through something like that again. I was like ice skating. I bet you that because of the snow that was left, excuse me, and what had melted and what had refrozen on top, I bet you the ice in that parking lot, I'm not kidding you, was that thick. It was absolutely that thick. So I skated up and went inside, and I asked 4 questions. I said, do you have this in this area? She turned around and pointed at the sign, and it said available regionally, was what it said on the sign. I said, do I have to give you advance notice that I need this? And she said, she looked at me and went, no. Why? No. Why would? And I said, I didn't know. It seems like and I'm going to show you what it is in a second, but I was like, it seems like a bulk thing for you all. I didn't know if I needed to give you advance notice. And she was like, no, you don't have to give me advance notice. How much is it? She told me, and I'll tell you how much it is in a second. And then the 4th thing I asked her was, how late are y'all planning on staying open today? Because our weather was so bad. We had places closing at 11 and noon o'clock. But anyway, they were going to stay up until 10. This is the thing that I did not know was available. One of the guys up at John's office told him about this. Apparently, their family of 6 lives on these. Did you all know that Wendy's has a family meal size chili option? I had no idea. Did not know it was available in our area. So it comes in this cute little carrying box. And look how big this is. This is a container. This is a family size container of Wendy's chili. I love Wendy's chili. I got an extra one of these just so that we could break it down and freeze it so that I could have it at other times. If you did not know, a small Wendy's chili is 5 points. A large Wendy's chili is 7 points, and it's already chili. You do not have to make it. It's already made. So this is what Casey and I used today. Yesterday, we had this. We had chili with a grilled cheese sandwich. Today, we had, because we ended up buying 2 of these. Today, we had, tonight, we had chili, the rice, the very colorful rice cauliflower, a handful of corn chips, and then some light sour cream, because we are completely slap out of non-fat plain Greek yogurt. Like, oh God, I've used it all up. But I didn't know these were available. This is a giant container. Oh yeah, Melissa says don't buy the canned Wendy's chili. Oh no, I would never. This was $13.99, so I don't know how much this is in all areas, and I don't know if it's available in all areas. But this was $13.99, and when I watched her scooping it, I believe that this, and I did not take it out. We ate it so fast, I did not take it out and measure it. But watching her scoop it, I believe that this has 7 to 8 small servings. So that's small Wendy's chili. I believe this has 7 to 8. We did, Barbara. We made Petros, yeah. And for people who are not from East Tennessee, they may not know what those are, but we did make Petros. Yes, ma'am. The only thing we didn't have is we didn't have any jalapenos or black olives, which is sad. But anyway, I would have loved to have had some of those. But this was $13.99. It was available like immediately. Like when I said, okay, then I'll take 2 of them. I mean, she scooped it up immediately. I don't know. I thought this was going to be like, like I'd have to call ahead and give them an hour, or something. But apparently they make so much chili. She just got 2 of these containers, turned around, scoop, 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 scoop. It was about 7 to 8 scoops, you know, like ladlefuls, you know, for each one of these. I really think the girl might have filled ours up a little bit more than it should have been. I don't think they should have been that much in it. But she was feeling kind of generous that day. But I believe this is probably 7 small Wendy's chilies, which is definitely 100% more than $13.99. Brought this home. We had 4 people and a 2-year-old made a meal out of the first one yesterday, and 4 people made a meal out of the second one tonight. And there is still about that much left in it. And again, if you have Wendy's in your area, if this is available, a small Wendy's chili, and I'm holding this like I know exactly how tall the container is, but a small Wendy's chili is 5 points, a large Wendy's chili is 7 points. I really think this was a good deal. This was a really, really good deal. And yeah, John is going to call her local Wendy's tomorrow. When John told me, I was like, sure. Hopefully he's not inside watching the chat, because really in my head I was like, whatever. Wendy's doesn't have bulk chili. They don't. I would know that, right? I would know that. Okay, I didn't know that. They do. Okay, $13.99 for this giant container. And it's delicious. It's just Wendy's chili. So so the plan is we've consumed, you know, almost both of them, just because again, we've not been able to go many places. It was even a little bit of a task, you know, to get out and get that from, you know, to even get out and get that from Wendy's. But I see absolutely no reason why. I mean, I see in my future, I see another purchase of that, ladling it out into my super cubes, and then freezing it. Yeah, so that I can have Wendy's chili in the showroom, you know, whenever I want to. Okay, so we only have about 15 minutes left for the second one. We left our loft in such a hurry. I did not get to grab my air fryer. We were not planning on getting sick, so we thought that we were just coming over to Casey's for Christmas and then we would be back and forth. We weren't planning on getting the flu. We were not planning on getting, ooh, yeah, and Sylvia says on spaghetti. That does sound good. Is that not the way to eat it in Chicago? Isn't that the Chicago way to eat chili? But anyway, we were not planning on getting sick. We were not planning on getting more sick. We were not planning on having this much snow. We were not planning on being in our camper for an entire month. So I left home without my air fryer, have not been back to get it. Could not get to work for a week, so I couldn't grab my air fryer or the Instant Pot there. Some of the things that we needed to be able to prepare, I just absolutely will not, period, ever again, make in the stove, on the stove, you know, or any other way. So we had potatoes that needed to be baked. We had bacon that needed to be cooked. We had French fries in the freezer that the girls wanted. And we had several things that I will not make them after we've done so much together the last few years and made things in the Instant Pot and made things in the air fryer and 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 the waffle iron and the whatever. I just won't make them the traditional way anymore. So panic set in because I had potatoes that needed to be made. And John was like, can you not just make them in the oven? And I went, I guess you could. I guess normal people make them in the... Oh, and I had eggs that needed to be boiled. And I was like, that I can't do. Y'all know I can't do that. So I had to come up with a panic plan. I could not walk. It's only like 3.5 miles to work. And I have 2 air fryers at work. But I couldn't walk to work. There was no way for me to get them. So John's mom had purchased... I don't know, a few years ago, she had purchased, and I'm going to get this, I'm going to pull this out so I can tell you the correct name, and this is a lot, okay? She had purchased an Emerald Lagasse. I have always pronounced his name Emerald Lagasse. I looked it up today. It's Emerald Lagasse. Apologies, Emerald. Not that you're ever going to see this. So it is an Emerald Lagasse pressure air fryer duet. John's mother had purchased this a couple of years ago. This is what the manual looks like. That's what the manual looks like. So we went and grabbed it. She never opened the box. She was not going to use this. So John went and grabbed it for me, trudged through 10 inches of snow, brought it back over. We got it set up. It took me 2 days, not really, but it took me a couple of hours to figure out how to use this. These are still available at Walmart, and this is going to be one of the weirdest, not weirdest, but y'all, normally you all know when I try things for you, I'm all, whoa, this is fantastic, I love it. Do not buy this. Don't buy this, and I'm going to show you why. If you already have it, go ahead and get it out and use it just because you have it. We will continue to use this at Casey's. I'm not going to put it away. I'm not going to throw it away. We'll use it. I will find, you know, I mean, today I found it made French fries just fine. But I just wanted to show you all this before I tell you what is wrong with it. Yeah, before I tell you what's wrong with it. So, this is an Emerald Lagasse pressure air fryer duet. $199 at Walmart is what I saw it for today. This, all of this, all of this, hold on, still turning pages, all of this. So I'm on page 12 now. All of that. All of this. Now I'm on page 17. 18 and 19. 20 and 21. I'm still on the English side. 22 and 23. 24 and 25, and I haven't even made it to the Spanish side. It's too complicated. This is too complicated. Okay, all we've used it for is pressure cooking and air frying. So let me show you first of all how big this thing is. This takes up a huge amount of space. Okay, so it is an Emerald Lagasse air fryer, pressure air fryer duet. You're gonna hear me grunt when I pick this up, okay? Because it is on the ground. Oh my gosh, this thing is huge. It's way too big. Ugh. Let me see if I can even turn it around. So it does have a lot of the same features that the Instant Pot does, but it weighs 600 pounds. Not really. I bet it weighs, I don't know if it says on the box or not, but with this lid on it, I bet it weighs 20 pounds, 25 pounds. No wonder my mother-in-law never got it out of its box. And you see what a hard time I'm having getting this off. This is the air frying lid. So you have one lid for air frying, and you have to get it lined up exactly on these little pins on the back in order to use it. So you've got, oh my gosh, if I can even set it down. Ugh. So you've got one lid for air frying. You've got another lid for pressure cooking. And the pressure cooking lid works pretty much like the Instant Pot one does. And then you have another lid that's for, like, if you wanted to do sous vide, or if you wanted to, golly, this thing's so big I can't even sit behind it. Okay, are y'all still there? As I over this. Okay, so you use the same inner pot. This inner pot, that's the same one that you use for air frying, or for pressure cooking, or for sous vide, or for whatever you're going to do. It is clearly marked, and I can't pick you all. I technically could pick you all up, but I'm going to leave you down. So it is pretty clear on the inside of this, of the inner pot. It is pretty clear, and the letters, I do like how big the letters are. So it says full cup, and it starts at 1, 2, 4, 6, 8. Let's see, 8, 10, 12, 14, and 16. So it tells you what the full cups are, and then it tells you how far you've gone up in here. So it's got a fourth of the way full, a half of the way full, let's see. Oh, I'm sorry. You've got 1/5, 2/5, 3/5, and 4/5. So what's telling you is it's that much full, or that many quarts, I guess. So you just don't go above that. But I do like how big that is, so you can see that. The inner pot is pretty nice. It did come with one little, grid thing to put in the bottom. Okay, so here are the things that I don't like about it. Again, it's extremely complicated. I had to read 20-something pages of directions before I could even start it, because this is the pressure cooking. This is the pressure cooking. It's an 8-quart, I believe. But because this is the pressure cooking and the air frying inner container, that's it. So I've tried air frying things, you know, top and bottom, and you really need like a stacking thing. I'm not buying accessories to go with this, okay? I'm just not. So when we air fried, we were only able to put, if you can imagine that size. So we did not do the huge russet potatoes. I did smaller golden potato, like Yukon Gold potatoes. That's what we had. I was able to get 6 Yukon Golds on top of this grid. So I air fried half of them and I pressure cooked half of them. Both of them turned out well. So as far as that went, sure, that was fine. You know, that was fine. That turned out well. But on the air frying, it was not as much volume. That wasn't as much space as my Simple Living products or even my Power XL air fryer. It just has a bigger volume basket. Then trying to figure out how to air fry and even how to pressure cook. So on the pressure cook side of it, and I'm going to turn around where I can see it, but on the pressure cook side, it only gave you so many functions, and then you have to start clicking through on this button, and if you misdo something, it just takes you you have to go all the way back to the beginning. And the same thing with the air fryer. I was trying to do the potatoes, and I was like, that's not what I said, because you have to push air fryer, then you have to dial this down to whether you want custom beef, poultry, or fish, I think are your choices. So I scrolled through everything to see if there was any more choices. So I finally selected custom, and then I accidentally hit it again, and it started going on like 375 or something, and I was like, that's not what I said. And then I had to hunt and hunt and hunt to find the only way you can stop it. So like on my Power XL, and are y'all still there? Y'all are like wickedly quiet, and I don't know if it's because I don't ever complain about anything, or I hardly ever say anything negative about anything except for that disgusting dirt in a bag stuff that I tried that day. But I rarely ever say anything negative about anything. And this is fine. I will use it, but I would not go purchase one. And if you already have one, bless your heart. And if you, thank you, Debbie and Barbara, for letting me know. And if you already have one, bless your heart. And if you need to know how to use it, call me and I'll try to walk you through it. But you can't, I don't know, like on my Power XL and then on my Simple Living products, if I want to check something, thank you, Vicki, if I want to check something, or if I need to look at it, or if I need to see how it's doing, you just open it. So you just pull the basket out, look at it, decide if that temperature's right, if it's going well, you can shake it, you know, whatever. So when I mistakenly hit the custom and let it choose, I couldn't figure out how to turn it off. And I was like, oh my gosh, stop, you have to turn off. It's down here. You have to hit keep warm or cancel. That's the only way that it would let me stop it. So I stopped it, started over again, got it going again. So, you know, got it going again. This will be on YouTube, Barbara. I am going to show you how to use it. I'm just kidding. But that's the only way that I could get it stopped and then get it going again. So it did fine with the potatoes. It did fine pressure cooking the potatoes. It did. Karen, correct. Karen says I have enough kitchen stuff. It's too big. You definitely 100% don't need this. It is too big. Like, we're trying to figure out where to store this at Casey's house. But anyway, so it did fine on the pressure cooking. It did fine on the air frying, and they both turned out well. Both of the potatoes turned out well. We've pressure cooked several things in it. It does. Debbie, this is only a couple of years old. It's only 3 years old, but they do still have it at Walmart. This is still available at Walmart for $199, and it looks exactly like this one. We looked them up online, and they look, I mean, almost identical. The box is updated a little bit, but that's it. So pressure cooking, it did fine, but I've got my Instant Pot, and I love the Instant Pot, and I've almost completely figured it out. So I mean, I wouldn't go buy this for that. As far as the air frying side is, again, it's got a smaller, you know, inside. So the inside is not as big of a basket. Here's my number one problem with it. I just said 2 or 3 times on my Simple Living products air fryer or on my Power XL, you can pull out the basket, check it, shake it, whatever. While I was trying to make the French fries for the girls, guess what? Every time I wanted to look at them, because I don't know, I've never used this before on French fries, every time I wanted to check them and look at them, I had to hit keep warm, cancel, stop the whole stinking thing, wrestle that big lid off, look at it, and go, well, those are not ready. Stir them with a kind of fluff them up with a plastic spatula, wrestle that back on, start it all over again. So on my Simple Living Products air fryer, if I pull it out, like if I'm in the middle of a cycle and I pull it out, look at it, shake something, stick it back in, it starts right back up. It automatically starts right back up. This one, I had to start all over again. You have to hit air fry, custom, time, blah, 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 blah. Then I needed to check them again, all over again. Keep warm, cancel, wrestle that lid off, check it, whatever. Okay, so I will not continue to complain about this. I think I've complained about it enough to convince you all, do not make this purchase. It weighs too much. It's huge. It's $199. You've got $199 to spend. If you've got that to spend on something else, don't buy this thing. It being a duet is not like this. All these lids and everything is going to take up more room than if we just had another air fryer and an Instant Pot. Okay, it's too much. It's just too much stuff. Too much stuff to break, too much stuff to whatever. It's complicated. If you need any help with it, let me know. But again, we're going to use this. We're going to make it work because it was free to us. We didn't have to pay for it, and it's already physically here. But I just wanted to let you all know, Wendy's chili in the family container, fantastic idea. Emerald Lagasse duet. Let's see, pressure air fryer duet. Not so. Wendy's chili, thumbs up. In the bulk, in the family pack, Emerald Lagasse pressure air fryer duet, thumbs down. Absolutely thumbs down. Again, we're going to use it. Not real happy with it. Would have been super mad if I had had to pay for it. But you all have a fantastic week. It is supposed to be 63 degrees by the end of the week, which means hopefully we're going to be melted. Hopefully we're going to be back to normal. I guarantee you we're all going to be sick. When the weather in Tennessee does this, when it's 60, -10, 58, 20, when it goes like this, we're all starting to get sniffly again, but that's just sniffles. That's not the flu. That's not sick like we were a few weeks ago. But y'all have a great week. Thank you so much for letting me be here. Hopefully I'll be back in the showroom next week. We'll try to do something maybe in one of the bowls, maybe one of the colorful ones next week, because we need some more real food in our lives, and we need out of this snow. But y'all have a fantastic week. If you were watching this on YouTube, please let that next video go ahead and roll over. I promise you will enjoy it. And then please, please, please click subscribe. It is so hard to keep your subscription numbers up right now. YouTube is changing their algorithm, and whew, it is so frustrating trying to keep up your numbers right now. But y'all have a great week. I've enjoyed being here, and thank you for listening to me whine about this air fryer duet. But yeah, I'll see you all next time. Thanks, and y'all stay safe and stay warm out there. Good night.